Hi there and welcome to Neophyte.tv, the technology show for the not-so-geeky. My name is Tiffany Young.
And I'm Ben Friedman, and we are not in our studio today. As you can probably tell by this wonderful background, we're actually on a ferry ride on the way back from the San Juan Islands in Washington, where Jay, Tiffany, and I were hired to come and shoot a video.
So what a fantastic job, though. We get to see some parts of the country that are absolutely spectacular, and this is definitely one of them.
And we don't really have gadgets to review here, but Tiffany and I were looking through our bags and noticing all the gadgets that we have in our bags, and we thought maybe we should share with you guys exactly what kind of gadgets or accessories we take with us when we travel.
So these are things that you've probably seen before, and we just happen to have them with us, so we thought we'd just share.
By the way, I just remembered something completely off the cuff. This is actually our 250th episode. I know I forgot to tell you that.
Yay!
250 episodes strong now, and we were thinking, should we just leave it this week and not do one? But then we thought, no, let's put one together on the ferry. We've got an hour to kill here. Let's do it. So do you mind if I kick things off?
Nope, go ahead. Let's take it off.
All right. Well, the first thing that I am always concerned with, even when I first get on the plane, is am I going to have enough laptop battery? And some planes, now I don't get to travel first class very often, but if you do get to travel first class, or even some non-first classes, they often have power outlets. Can I hand you my mic here?
Oh, sure. Yeah, here.
So, if you have a laptop, like for instance I have an Apple Mac, you can actually get something like this. This is actually, I know it looks like a cigarette lighter, but it's not a cigarette lighter. It is actually a Mac power cable that connects to a special adapter. And some airplanes use this cigarette lighter style adapter, but some of them use this kind. And so they give you both, depending on what plane. This is like United Airlines or US Air, and then this is like Delta or anything. So it's very important to me, if I can, especially on long flights, to be able to power my laptop while I'm on the plane, so I'm not always worried about the battery, especially when you're doing editing. You know, editing isn't like word processing. It uses the battery a lot faster. So number one gadget I always take on me, just in case I can find one, is a airline seat power outlet.
All right. So what's really funny about that is when Ben sits down in an airplane, the first thing he does is check the armrest for what kind of power, if any, could possibly exist in that seat.
Here's a little tip. Sometimes they're not supposed to have power in the seats, but if you look around, there's like a hidden port, or like if you pull out the ashtray, like behind the ashtray, there may be a power port. It's not even like supposed to be there, but it happened to put a seat from another class or from another plane there. Jay's shaking his head at me. But the fact is you can, if you look around and you uncover all the things, quite often you can find, well, quite often, half the time, you can find a power port even when you're not sitting in first class.
So that was Ben's explanation to the stewardess as she was wondering why Ben was taking a seat apart.
Yeah, I pulled out the old Phillips screwdriver, and meanwhile, I've got the armrest halfway off, and the stewardess says, "Excuse me, sir."
That's exactly it. So anyway, traveling with Ben is always interesting. So I have something else that I use, a little more standard, something that you may recognize. Your standard three-way jack port extender. Is that what you call it?
Jack port extender, that's the technical term.
Okay, just wondering. Now, this one doesn't have the USB on the end. I've got another by Belkin that has a USB. I think we reviewed it not too long ago. USB on the end, but this is imperative, especially talking about power, when you are in the airports and there's one outlet and everyone's fighting for that same outlet. Now you can share.
I actually saw Tiffany like take down a linebacker at our last layover who was like going for the last outlet down there, and he's like, "No, you're not. I got to charge my MacBook." And he like tackled him and like said, "I'm plugging this power strip in."
So for $5 a port, I'll just rent out the other two spots, make a little bit of money, go buy myself like a Tic Tac, because that's what you get for $10 at the airport, and call it good.
Not only that, but hotels almost never have enough plugs.
That is absolutely true. So it's dual use for sure.
Yeah, use that at a hotel too. Okay, let me hand this back to you. So the other thing that I like to bring power-wise while we're on the subject of power is this little doohickey, which came with my iPhone. This is the absolute smallest USB adapter I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You can get other USB adapters for your plug-in, but this one is tiny. And even though it came with your iPhone, what a lot of people don't realize is you can use this to charge any USB device. So my digital camera works on USB. I can charge it with this. My phone works with this. My iPod gets charged with this. Any devices, if you have a headset, USB headset, you can charge it with this. And it charges typically faster in the wall than it would plugged into your laptop, because there's more juice coming off the wall than there is coming out of your laptop. So you'll charge, my iPhone takes like 4 hours in my laptop, but in half an hour, 45 minutes, I've got a full charge on my phone with this little guy here. So really cute little USB adapter came with my iPhone.
Which is really good to know, because especially I had to figure that one out. I mean, you would think that does it charge at the same rate, not charge at the same rate, but definitely plugging it into the wall makes a difference. And did you know that with the power cords that come with the Mac, you can actually take them apart? Did you know that?
Yes.
Yeah, so you actually have one that's built in already, so you can actually take it apart and use it, and you don't have to buy an extra one if you don't want to.
There you go. Fantastic. What's next, Tiffany?
Oh, okay. What do I have next? Oh, okay, so a must-have for sure. If you're taking digital photos and you want to keep them, what's the rule of thumb? Always have them in 2 places. So so with this little guy, which is a scan disc, you take your little card. This one is a SD. Plug it in and download all your pictures onto your hard drive of your computer. So then you have it in 2 places.
And once again, that's really tiny.
Very tiny, very lightweight, very portable. Doesn't offend anyone baggage claim.
You know what's also great about this?
X-ray machines.
It's also will double as a flash drive. So if you have something like this with the card in, and you need to like give a movie to someone or something, you can plug this in and almost use it like a flash drive.
Yeah, which is another really good reason to have this. So yeah. Fantastic.
Some laptops have card readers built in, but Apple's, we use Macs, and they don't have card readers back in, so you have to have one. Now, I have something kind of similar, but I usually take a digital SLR with me, and they use compact flash cards. So I have this guy, which is a little bit bigger, also by SanDisk. Thank you. This is also by SanDisk, but this is a USB reader that not only has a slot for SD cards, which is important because my little camera has SD cards, but my SLR that uses compact flash, it has a compact flash slot down here as well. So this way I've got one card reader, really small, again uses that same USB cable that everything else uses, and I can plug in a compact flash, I can plug in a SanDisk. This one also will let you plug in the Sony memory stick cards, but I don't even know if even Sony is using the Sony memory stick card. The latest Sony cameras, I'm not sure if they even use memory stick. I think memory stick is on its way out. If you've got something with a memory stick, this will read it too, but really, pretty much everything's going either compact flash or SD card.
Well, the new Sony high definition camcorder that I got for Christmas, same thing. It's hard drive based. I mean, it has a little SD card in it, but it's maybe a gig or 2 at the most.
Right. All right. So what's next on your travel kit, Tiff?
Okay. So one thing that I can never ever leave home with, especially in cold climates like San Juan, lip gloss. This is something I absolutely have to have. So, what's yours? What is it that you have to take on a trip that you cannot live without?
Peanut butter cups? I don't know. I mean, I have no substitute for lip gloss. So does this lip gloss like plug in? Is it USB, Wi-Fi lip gloss?
It's just old-fashioned, plain, ordinary lip gloss. It moisturizes, especially when you're on camera a lot. Cracked lips don't really look very hot, just so you know. Hey, what about that Gold Bond medicated powder that you always take?
Keeps the itch away.
I see that on every trip.
Yeah, I
so
mean, there's nowhere you can't put that stuff.
That's your lip gloss.
That's my lip gloss. And finally, my last gadget are these. Now, these look like plain old everyday headphones. What I like about these are by Scosche, a company called Scosche. And what I like about these headphones is not only do they fit in my ear and they do a great job, especially on the plane, of blocking out the sounds, but if you'll notice on the left-hand side here, they have the little microphone port. Yeah. So this way, if I'm like listening to or watching a movie with my iPhone, and while we're waiting at the airport or while we're on the taxi or whatever, I can be listening to a movie. Somebody calls in. I don't have to worry about not hearing the phone. It rings in your ear. Hit this button, pauses the movie. Boom! I pick up the call, take the call. When I'm done with the call, it hangs up. The movie starts playing again. However, this jack also works on any other normal. Like, it doesn't have to be in your iPhone. This works with a laptop. This will work with a non-Apple MP3 player. If I'm taking video and I want to monitor the sound, I can plug this into the camera and use it to monitor the video sound. So it'll work on. It doesn't, even though it has like an extra little pip down here for the button. Even things without a microphone, this will still work on. So it's a regular set of headphones and an iPhone set of headphones, and that's by Scosche, and they're really comfortable.
Yeah, what's nice about those too is that it doesn't matter the size is going to work. I mean, they're just small enough. They're not over the ear, so you feel like you got something hanging right here. And the ones that we saw at CES, remember the ones that we saw, very similar to this, only they had the little jewels.
V-Moto.
Was it V-Moto? They had the little jewels on the end, so I'm really waiting to get a pair of those.
You want the ones with the jewels on the end, which I realize are very important sound fidelity or something like that. I like these, and it comes with 3 different sizes of earpiece. So if you have gargantuan ears like me, that's fine. If you have tiny little ears like Tiffany, there'll be something to fit you there.
Yeah, very nice. And you do use those all the time. I see them on every trip.
Well, it blocks out other sounds. So anyway, that's all I had in my gadget bag.
I'm so not offended. 250 episodes later, it just is all okay.
Well, I think it's quite a milestone, 250 episodes. Yeah.
It really is. I mean, think back to when we started. If we look back at our first ones, we can really laugh at ourselves.
Tiffany had like hair down to her knees back then. It was absolutely amazing.
I know, styles have changed between now and then. So thank you so much for joining us. If you have thoughts on what you would like to see, what do you put in your travel case? What do you travel with? We're completely open to suggestions because we've been doing an awful lot of traveling lately.
Definitely, and do us a favor, tell us what you travel with and put it in the comments section of our website. That's www.neo-fight.tv. Go there, leave us a comment, tell us what you think of our gadgets, and tell us what flavor of lip gloss you like to wear, perchance.
I recommend bubblegum.
And if you happen to have an extra 30 seconds, take a look at this.
Hey, I'm Andy Walker. Have you just bought a new computer with Windows Vista on it? Or maybe you've got an old XP computer that you upgraded. Well, we've just created an amazing new DVD. It'll teach you everything you need to know about the new operating system from Microsoft. It's called Getting Started with Windows Vista. In this DVD, there are 3 sections. 1 is out of the box, what you need to know as soon as you start up Vista. Number 2 is Vista Essentials, things you need to know every day to make your computer experience amazing. Antivirus, security, all kinds of new features that Vista offers. And finally, Geek Tips and Tricks, things you need to know that nobody else will have told you that make you a Vista guru. For more information, check out our website at gettingstartedvideo.com.